got Mr. Bay State Media himself,
Yes,
Kai.
indeed.
Yes, sir. Shout out to RJ too. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good. I'm honestly kind of excited to talk about this past game because, I although they played a shoddy team,
Right.
there are some very very good highlights here to highlight, and also we got to talk about the beginning of that game though. That can't happen, but
No,
I
facts.
know you'll get into it. I know you'll get into it. I'm
No,
excited to be here. I'm actually excited to be here with my boy. Yo, it's been a minute since we've done this one, bro.
hell
You
yeah.
know what
No,
I'm saying?
it's been a couple weeks. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yep.
Long overdue. And we're about to get you right, Chad. I'm about to start real quick. I just got to make sure all my settings are smooth on my end, just to make sure. And it looks like we're all right. So yeah, with that being said, all right, let's get it going. Hold on. All right, word. All right, chat. So obviously, 4 in a row for the Pats, man. Four in a
Yep.
row.
Yep.
4 in a row, man. I tell you, we seen the greatest days. The dynasty, the 6 Super Bowls. We had a little bit of a rut, but now with competent quarterback play, a head coach who has his guys in the right mindset, going in the right direction, and a
Hmm.
defense that's very attacking, playing with some violence. We got a team, man. We got a team, and we're seeing some good days. I'll tell you that, man. I'll tell you that. I wouldn't want it any other way. I wouldn't want it any other way. All right, chat. So let me just set this up. All right, cool. So to get into some stats real quick, obviously, let me make sure. All right, we're good.
Yep.
All right, chat. So obviously, you see the title 4 in a row, and that's what we got right here: 31-13
Hmm.
final for the New England Patriots. Some might call the Dallas Cowboys America's team. But with that star on that Patriots logo and where America really started, this is America's team.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You already know.
That's
But
why I always wondered why they called them niggas America's team. Like, bro,
I,
you're in Dallas. Like,
that's
I
what I'm
what?
saying,
honestly,
bro.
What
I
are you
actually
talking
know
about?
that.
Like, who
I
gave them
actually,
that nickname, bro?
I
That's
Like,
what I'm
actually,
saying.
I actually know.
Oh,
I
word,
can't
word. Go ahead. Go ahead.
remember. I can't remember his name, but he did a lot of stuff for the NFL Network. He's like pretty well known guy, and he was, I guess, doing like a voiceover for like I guess the Dallas teams way back in the day.
Oh,
mhm.
And
word.
he was just trying to like I guess it was like they're doing like a documentary or whatever. And he was
Mm.
just trying to think of something, a title for them, and he came up with America's Team. I can't
Hell yeah.
remember his name. It's gonna annoy me too.
Yeah, so basically, screw that guy is what you're saying.
It, it, but
Yeah,
yeah, there was this one guy. I think it was from the NFL
Facts.
Network,
yeah.
Facts.
or
Oh, and
I
real
don't
quick
even know
before
if
we
the
get
NFL Network was a thing back then, but it was like some dude who was
in,
very involved with NFL.
Hmm.
that's fair. Real quick before we get into the stats,
Hmm.
Mouthpiece, shout out to Mouthpiece. He says Pats are the true America's team. Hell yeah,
Indeed.
nigga. You already
Hmm.
know. You see you see that right there.
Hmm.
We all won. We all won. And honestly, I can't have it any other way. And I know RJ's happy too. Man, this Pats team is
Yep.
fun. I'll tell you that.
Yep.
I will go into the stats real quick. Drake May had another marvelous day. 21 to 23, 222 passing yards, 91% completion percentage.
Yep.
2 touchdowns. He did get hurt for a play. That's why you see Josh Dobbs' name on here. Josh Dobbs did go in for a couple plays. He went 1 of 1 for 12 yards. Saved that drive. I will say he saved that drive that he did
Josh
fumble.
Dobbs did his job.
He did his job. He did his job. Backup quarterback, one of the best in the league. You know what? Hey, called on for one play and he got it done. That's all you can say.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Ramondre Stevenson, a lot better of a game from Ramondre Stevenson. This is probably besides week 2. This has to be up there with his best, one of his best games, only because he ran a lot more confident. He looked like an NFL running back on Sunday.
Absolutely.
18 carries, 88 yards, and a touchdown with a long of 16. Drake May, 62 yards on the ground on 8 carries. He had a long of 19. Everybody else, Terrell Jennings, Mac Hollins, and Travion Henderson, who we'll talk about later, but Travion Henderson did not get much run. Jennings had 18 yards, Henderson only 5, and Mac Hollins with a 4-yard sweep play. And then for the receivers, Stephon Diggs, 69 yards receiving on 7 catches. Kayshon Boutte, up and coming receiver who's had a great year so far.
Yep.
55 yards off 2 catches and a touchdown. He had a 39-yard touchdown grab right before the half. That was very exciting. Matt Collins added 49 yards on 2 catches. Hunter Henry, the reliable Hunter Henry, 33 yards on 4 catches. Demario Douglas added 17. Austin Hooper with 11 yards and a touchdown. Had a Randy Moss
That was a
touchdown grab
beautiful
in the back of
catch.
the end zone. That was beautiful catch.
Mhm.
And then Ramondre Stevenson added two catches as well. He
Yep.
did have a 2-yard pickup on one of them, but then he lost 2 yards on another one. So it
Yeah.
is what it is for that. But he did his job on the ground. For the defense, some notable names. Marte Mapu led the team in tackles. He finished with 8. He played a lot more in the fourth quarter, and he was all over the place when he was out there. Christian Gonzalez had 5 tackles. He only gave up 1 catch. Christian Gonzalez, hey, he's a sticky cover guy.
Mhm.
You barely hear his name, but when he's out there, he gets the job done. And then to talk about guys who got sacks, Milton Williams had a sack, Harold Landry had a sack, and Caleb Von Chase had 2 sacks and a 4-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown as well. And then finally, Marcus Jones capped the afternoon off with an interception off Cam Ward, returned 32 yards, and that right there just put the game away. Real quick, before we get into a dialogue about the game, I'll give a few stats for Tennessee, but we don't give a fuck about Tennessee.
Right.
Pretty shitty.
This just for fun.
Just for fun. Cam Ward didn't have a bad day. Probably one of the better performances in his young NFL career. 25 at 34, 255 yards, 73% completion percentage, 1 touchdown, and an interception to Marcus Jones at the end of the fourth quarter. The running game was basically non-existent for the Titans. They barely ran the ball. They really wanted to air it out. But Tajay Spears was the leading rusher with 22 yards. Tony Pollard had 18. I don't see Tony Pollard being on his team by the trade deadline, so they're probably just trying to keep him healthy, kind of shy away from him. And then the one, a couple bright spots for the receiving core. DK, the rookie out of Florida, had 70 yards and a touchdown. He had a similar touchdown grab like Demario Douglas had last week in the first quarter, which we'll talk about that. And other than that, Gunnar Helm, another rookie, added 36 yards. Tyler Lockett added 18. And Tyler Lockett is actually no longer with the Tennessee Titans. We'll get into that also.
I don't even know what was that. Oh, yeah, I can't wait to hear about that because I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he's no.
I saw something about it, but I didn't read into it.
I didn't even know that, bro.
Yeah, no, it just came out not too long ago, probably a couple hours ago. Yeah, no, he decided he wanted out. And then real quick, some sacks for Tennessee. Sweat had a sack in his first game back, so his first game of the year, he added a sack. Jihad Ward with a sack. Daquan Jones, Daquan Jones added a sack as well, and then Xavier Woods added a sack. So yeah, that's it for Tennessee. Again, Tennessee fired Brian Callahan early in the week. His father, Bill Callahan, the offensive line coach, left the team. Everything's all new for everybody. Everybody went back to what they had before in terms of kind of installing the offense. Mike McCoy's the head man now. We'll see what happens with the Titans. Yeah, they're in a dark place right now. They hopefully, given time, they'll get out of it. But right now, yeah, it's tough. It's tough for them.
Yeah,
it is tough for them. But with that being said, Mr. Scott,
yeah,
the first guy we got to ask about, and you already know it, Drake May.
Yep.
Drake May, 4 straight wins. This kid is looking unbelievable week by week by week. And this guy's getting the job done. For you so far, how should I say? Okay, no, I see what I'm asked now. People are saying that this kid shouldn't be considered in the top 5 in terms of playing well so far for quarterbacks. Is this, would you say so far he's playing like a top 5 quarterback, or is it one of those things that he's showing intangibles, but you just got to continue to wait and see as the season goes on if we can put him in that conversation?
I think it's interesting because I'm looking at some stats here, and you know me, I like to correlate the stats and what I see out on the field out there. And if we're being honest, this is the Patriots passing in totality
All right.
team, right?
Oh, there you go. Yep.
Sorry, in my
No,
back.
you're good.
I
You're good.
apologize. Someone
Mhm.
just tried to FaceTime me. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I
Yeah,
hear you.
we consider.
Okay. Wait. Oh, hold on. I apologize, Jack. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna rejoin.
All right, bet. All right, before I ask RJ, I'm gonna ask the same question. Shout out to Mouthpiece. He said Drake is him. You're damn right he is. That's a fact.
Yes.
Yeah, damn right he is. But RJ, before Amari gets back, like I asked him, people are saying he's a top 5 quarterback, right? Or he can be in the conversation for the top 5 quarterback. Would you, especially his play so far, would you put him in the top 5, or is it one of those things that you have to continue to wait and see as the season keeps on going to kind of put him in that conversation for all quarterbacks in the league?
I'll say right now, he is playing like a top 5 quarterback. He had a 91.3 completion percentage that last game.
Mm-hmm.
He's had a over 100 QBR rating in every game outside of that Raiders game. His overall QBR rating is 116.4 so far this season.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, yeah, we face some easier opponents, but we have some great defenses that are coming up that we're gonna face. So I'm like the Browns. You have the Falcons, who has a pretty good secondary. You got some tough teams that were coming up with good defenses, and I say, yeah, he's playing great and amazing. Like, yeah, you can also say we haven't faced anyone amazing outside of the Bills,
Right.
but we have some tough opponents that you can, if Drake May really shows out these next upcoming games against these tougher opponents, he might have a better argument for himself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, continue, Marvin. Go ahead. What you were saying before.
I apologize. I got a FaceTime call. So, speaking of which, let me put my phone on D&D here so I don't get disrupted.
Oh, you should.
Oh, yeah, all good.
So I think the most glaring thing is that we're looking at a San Francisco team that has the most passing yards in the whole entire league, which oddly enough is kind of fucking crazy considering they've been stacked up with injuries. Brock Purdy's not playing. Mac Jones is coming in and stepping up statistically right now. This is the team that also averaged 271.3 passing yards a game. And I think that obviously we know Drake May is better than Mac Jones.
Right.
Dallas Cowboys are second. Dak Prescott playing the way he is needs to be talked about. I'm sorry, he's playing like a top 5 quarterback right now. I know we love to say Lamar and all these others, but right now, look at this current moment. Dak Prescott is fucking balling.
Right.
And I have been an avid Dak Prescott hater. You know what I mean?
Right.
I've always thought that he couldn't get over the hump, injury prone. And right now, he is balling and playing like a top 5 quarterback, and it's showing up. I mean, Justin Herbert, the LA Chargers are third. Lo and behold, we know the talent that Herbert possesses. He's been succumbed to injury, or well, his team has been succumbed to injuries. So, I do think this is interesting though, right? The Rams are the next team, and Indianapolis is the next team, and KC. Now you look at those guys: Stafford, Jones, KC. Out of all these teams, and the Patriots included, which team do you guys think has the worst weapons?
Ooh,
that's a good question.
I feel like this might not even be hard to think
honestly, the Chiefs and Patriots kind of.
Nah, those are my boys. I'm not gonna say. Pats have by far the worst offense.
Yeah,
they have by far on paper the worst group of skill players.
100%.
Yeah, because honestly, even if you take away Stephon Diggs, that doesn't, you know what I'm saying? That
literally,
right yeah,
and even then,
yeah, exactly.
It's
even then though, with Diggs though, even then, Drake May has consistently, and you watch the film, the difference between him and these guys, other than Mahomes, because Mahomes is playing at an MVP level. There's no business as to reason why we should even be 6th. There's no reason why, considering Rashee Rice just came back, and you saw what happened the other day, what we did to the Raiders.
Right.
They ain't even stand a fucking chance. So now that that's a thing, I think obviously Patrick Mahomes is going to go even higher in his form. So I think it's safe to say Drake May is 100% playing like a top 5 quarterback. I'd have to say he's 5th, just to be to make sure. But right now at this moment, bro, I mean, you watch the film. The footwork is there. Last year, that was a problem. Heel clicking was a big problem for him. He would click his heels a lot. And as a quarterback,
Right.
you don't want to click your heels when you go to drop back. So he got the heel click. You don't see much of that. He throws with his feet grounded. He throws with his hips. That's another thing. I felt like last year he didn't have the time to do so. This year he
No.
does have a little bit more time, but his athleticism has gone on display. And I think 8 carries for fucking 62 yards is a very, very good display of
Right.
his athleticism is real. And in the I know it's against the Titans, but this is the NFL. So I think that his athleticism is what he's relying on, and he's really figuring out right now how to play the game. And I think that's the scary part about what Drake May is doing is that last year, obviously, he didn't have the weapons, he didn't have the tools. The offensive line was shit. The defense was banged up all year. Now you have a healthy defense, and who honestly they haven't even really been one of the best defenses in the league. Like if
No.
I would be quite real with you,
Right.
like yes, they are in. I think they're top 10, but as I would like overall in terms of total yards a game, they're top 10.
Right.
But you just look at in totality a lot of the stuff rushing, and you look at passing separate. Bro, New England honestly is top 5 in rushing defense. They've been beautiful in that aspect. And in passing defense, this is it's a little in terms of passing yards
Right.
here. They are bottom 7.
Yeah.
So do you look at that and then you look at what they did against a guy like Cam Ward this week? This is a week where you want Drake May to go out and score 30 fucking points because now you're going up against a team that has no business putting up what they're putting up on you. Your
Right.
defense, your passing defense, as you can see, Cam Ward still had 250 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
So despite Cam Ward having a great game himself with a shitty offensive line,
Right.
Drake May has constantly made plays. And I mean, I wish I could show it right now. I mean, you have the all 22, so one of these days, hopefully we can probably do it in a couple days here.
Oh,
But
for sure.
I want to watch the all 22 and show you guys how good Drake May has been in terms of just finding the open guy. He knows where guys are supposed to be. The coverages are there. And yes, he doesn't have the most overwhelming wide receiver core whatsoever. And Ramondre Stevenson can't hold on to the ball. And the running backs actually aren't even getting the job done. So it
Right.
makes it more impressive for him against teams that have running backs that are getting the job done. And I think you look at a team like Dallas. I mean, Javonte Williams has been tweaking all year. Fucking Indiana has literally the best running back in the league in Jonathan Taylor.
Right.
I'm willing to sit here and say that he's 100% the best running back in the league. It's not even. I honestly don't even think it's really kind of close right now.
Yeah.
Him or James Cook. I like either or. I would take either one. And then you have Omarion Hampton's banged up for them, but Herbert hasn't really had a running game. And then, San Fran, Christian McCaffrey. KC, I'll be honest, we have Kareem Hunt and Pacheco, 2 reliable guys.
Right.
So I think what he's doing, that's just ridiculous to me. He's just throwing guys open. I mean, he made this one play. I think I might have even mentioned it, but a couple weeks ago, he made this one play that, like, I knew he was here, and this was against the Bills. Like, we can call it a flag route, kind of like a post corner, and Stephon Diggs was lined up in the slot on the right side.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Oh,
he went
I
to go
know
run
what
a
play.
post flag right to the pylon. This dude, Drake May, was being dragged down by like 2 dudes, threw the ball 30 yards, and hit this dude in his hand, falling to like Stephon Diggs is falling to the fucking ground,
Right.
and it's right in his hands.
Mm-hmm.
And that type of play, like you can't even like skill level in terms of just like knowing that like you can't quantify that. That's
Right.
just a play that a guy is supposed to make. And I feel like he's making those types of plays, and those types of plays are going to translate into the playoffs. And you want to see them beat teams that they should beat. So for me, like everyone's gonna say, "Oh, it's against the Titans, all this other shit." And even as a Chiefs fan right now, we just beat the Raiders, bro. It's not making me happy. Only because we're a Super Bowl caliber team. The way we're supposed to be playing this year, we have not played against good teams that well. The Lions is really the only team we played well against, and we were at home. And I can't say as much about the Ravens who are banged up. So the Patriots are actually having easier teams in terms of like teams that can score points. I think the defense was really getting acclimated with themselves. So I took, like I told you guys before, on a couple of these WTHHS episodes, I took that with a grain of salt because the defense needed to get acclimated to each other. And I felt like scheme just needed to be worked out because, as you can see now, the defense is extremely talented. This is
Yeah.
a defense that the pass rush was the question mark in a lot of these games. And now you see in this game against the Titans, against the bad offensive line, this is the type of game you want to see them dominate the pass rush.
Right.
And if I'm not mistaken, we're playing the Patriots are playing the Browns next, right?
Correct. Yep.
Yes.
And this is a very good Browns defense. A very, very
Yeah.
good Browns defense.
One of the best defenses.
I think this is going to be his biggest test yet,
Yeah.
for sure.
Mhm.
They're going to throw a lot of looks at him. Newsome is a sneaky, I think he's the most Newsome might be the most underrated corner in the league, like real shit. He really might be the most underrated corner in football. And I
Wait,
think that
wasn't he traded?
He got traded for Tyson Campbell.
no way.
So Tyson Campbell took
I was
his
about
spot
to say that because
Yeah.
Tyson Campbell was traded to the Browns for, I think,
for Newsom.
for
Yeah.
Greg Newsom.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
It
Okay.
happened-
No, but,
like-
but Tyson Campbell's actually balling out so far.
Oh,
Balling
he's
out on the Browns
even
so
better.
far.
Tyson Campbell is also a great cornerback. Still.
Exactly. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, even then, I actually I actually don't know how I missed that piece of news. That's crazy. I don't even know that. But yeah, Tyson Campbell, I like you guys just said, if he's been balling out and that's the case, I mean, you look at our offensive line, we played some pretty bad defensive line so far, my personal opinion.
Mhm.
So this is Myles Garrett is gonna be chasing this guy all day, dude.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna be
Yeah.
chasing him all day, and this is where I feel like Josh McDaniels. This is where coaching matters.
Yeah.
Josh McDaniels is gonna have to scheme up plays for Drake May to get the ball. He did it with Brady for fucking who knows how many years.
Yeah.
This is a game where Josh McDaniels has to scheme Drake May to get the ball out of his hands. Drake May's not going to be able to hold it and run and do all that other stuff against his defensive line. It's just not going to be possible. And Myles Garrett is going to eat him alive. And I think the running game won't be established early. I think they need to try and establish a lot of play actions in the beginning of this game, and they need to implement that into the game plan and the game script for them because I just don't. I'm nervous about Myles Garrett chasing him around in that defensive line, and I'm also nervous about the looks they're going to throw at him and just change. Because remember, he's a second year quarterback, dude. Like you know what I mean. So he's still somewhat kind of learning, and this is the year where you're seeing him go up against teams he should beat and he should score a lot of points against. And with that being said, like the Browns is going to be a real test for him, and I think he's fifth. I have Mahomes definitely ahead of him right now. I have Prescott definitely ahead of him right now.
Mhm.
I have Herbert definitely ahead of him right now. And I do have to say, I got to put DJ fifth, bro. Or fourth, excuse me.
Okay.
Daniel Jones has played exceptional. And I don't think that can be ignored. And I think a lot of people are looking at the strength of schedule they played so far and question marking it. But it's the same thing you could do with the Patriots and Drake May. So however you guys want to feel about 4 and 5, like I did say I wasn't ready for Drake May to be ahead of Jaden Daniels just because of what Jaden Daniels did last year, and he's been banged up this year.
Right.
So in terms of
Yeah.
the 2024 draft class, I may have to retract my statement I gave on the pick aside comment section, and I do think obviously Drake May probably has to be ahead of him, especially after this performance this week
Mhm.
on the ground. Like Drake May is definitely fifth,
Mhm.
and well, I'd say Patty's fourth, he's fifth, DJ sixth
Okay.
for sure. I'd have
That's
to,
fair.
I gotta put Patty fourth because Patty's Patty.
Right. Right.
But he's had injuries, a rotation of injuries. The defense hasn't played up to par. He's still finding a way to get wins, bro. So, yeah, that's kind of how I feel about Drake May.
Absolutely.
Yep.
No, that's fair. Real quick, shout out to Mouthpiece again. He in response to what Amari was saying about the Myles Garrett, he said screen passes, quick out, and play action.
Yep.
No, that's a fact. You just
Don't
got
even double team Garrett and don't even give him a chance. Don't even give him a chance to even get going. That's really what it is. Don't even give him a chance to even get going because if you just let him get going, bro, and you start dropping back 5-7 steps, single back formations, we might see a lot of gun and a lot of situations where we're gonna have to force other people to beat us on offense. We're gonna have to force the guys not to step up, and the linebacking core has been very good. So we got to put them in a position where Hunter Henry has to be a target this week, bro.
absolutely.
Yeah.
He's got to be a fucking target this week.
Absolutely.
He can't be non-existent, and I don't really think it's because he's not playing well or not running routes correctly. He's just not being looked at. Honestly, I feel like he's open a lot of the times too. So he needs to get him involved.
Absolutely.
Honestly, that's the big scary thing about this Browns defense. They're good on all levels. The
Yes.
front four, great. Their front seven's amazing. They have
Mhm.
two great corners in Denzel Ward and Newsome.
Mhm.
No, it's
Isaac
no,
Campbell.
sorry, Campbell
Yeah,
now.
Campbell.
Yeah.
Like
Holder
Campbell's always
Mari.
been good on those bad Jaguars defenses. He was like always that one bright spot
Right.
for
Yep.
that Jaguars defense.
Yep.
So it's like, yeah, it's don't be scared because, like I just said, they have a very well-rounded defense. It's scary on all levels.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And honestly, we're talking about that offensive line against the Titans. That Campbell and Wilson hasn't been bad, but like this was probably their worst game. Campbell let up 1 sack and 6 pressures.
Mhm.
Wilson let up 2 sacks and 5 pressures,
Mhm.
and they're probably down to try to get Garrett to exploit them. So,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you said, Amari,
Yeah.
they're gonna have to double team them because Campbell and Wilson has been good, I think, in my opinion, so far this year. But like
Yeah.
this past game, they had a tough time.
They did,
Yeah.
especially Wilson.
And Miles Garrett can move around. That's also another problem.
Yeah.
Miles Garrett can move around on the line. He can play inside and both
Yeah,
sides.
yeah.
Mhm.
It's
So
like you just no matter where he goes, just make someone else. I don't care. You can't let Miles Garrett beat us. That's
no,
the
you can't.
one. You
You,
I don't
you
care. You gotta fucking put a running back. Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson might have their work cut out for them.
Absolutely.
Real shit.
or we put in someone at fullback.
Or you chip, or you just
Fullback
chip, or you just
formation.
chip. You put
Right.
Henry. You send Henry out there and to play the low, like close to line
Yeah.
slot, or don't even or line him up at tight end. Like we might see a lot of what's called 9 personnel. You might
Yeah.
see a lot of 9 personnel, or you might even see in terms of just like at the line, you might see a lot of one running back, one tight end looks right there, and even then, right there, that's 8 personnel. You might even see 9 with a slot receiver right there on the other side. A guy like Diggs, who or even Mac Hollins. Actually, I'm not even gonna say Stephon Diggs. You might even see a 9 personnel. You put Mac Hollins out on the right or the left, and you put Hannah Henry on the other side to offset it. You chip him every chance you get. Hit him in his chest, like
Yeah.
like make him feel you, so he knows he has to go. He has to go in one direction, knowing that he's going to get chipped the whole time. You send him inside the whole time. I think this is how they win this game.
Mhm.
I really do.
I think so
Miles
too,
Garrett has to be the game plan.
for sure. And I also think that when you also look at Josh McDaniels, especially when you look at during the Brady era when they played guys like, the Jason Taylors, the J.J. Watts,
Mhm.
Yeah.
the Terrell Suggs,
Yeah.
like
Don't
Amari
forget about
said,
Mario Williams too.
Mario
on the
Williams
Bills.
too. There's a whole lot.
Razor.
There's a whole,
Yep.
even the Aaron Donalds too in the
Yep.
Super Bowl. How they
Yep.
played him. Again, you gotta play play the offense fast, quick outs, whatever. Get the ball out quick. But
Mhm.
in terms of offensive line blocking, you got to make sure if it's Garrett on the edge, like Mari said too, you either got to chip him, a running back got to be out there. It got to be a help from Hunter Henry, Austin Hooper.
Yeah.
It has to be help because if
Yeah.
you're leaving Will Campbell on an island,
Mhm.
not to say he might be able to get the job done, but again, he's a rookie. He hasn't seen Miles Garrett yet. That's the
Mhm.
one. This is the real test.
Yeah, it is.
Campbell's about to go against one of the greatest defensive linemen in
Oh, for
the
sure.
whole league,
For
Yep.
sure.
if not the greatest.
Exactly.
Right
and
now.
and mind you, he barely saw Max Crosby. He
Yeah.
barely saw
Yeah.
Max Crosby. Max Crosby was lined up on Morgan Moses damn near the whole time. So he had to deal with Malcolm Kuntz. The only one that he's really saw consistently right now is Joey Bosa, and he did an excellent job on him.
Oh
But
yeah,
this
he
is
did a
Myles
great
Garrett.
job.
This is Miles Garrett. This is the guy.
This is a whole different level.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can't even lie too. Like I hold Miles Garrett in the regard of like Aaron Donald, bro. Like
Oh, for sure. For sure.
he's just
Yeah.
was built in a lab, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's
And
just
his
one of those
physical presence,
guys.
too, like just looking at him physically, like
Dude,
He looks
and
like he
fast,
could kill
bro.
somebody.
yeah.
That's the thing about, and I honestly hold Max Crosby very, very. He gets double teamed a lot, and he still produces. Like I think Max Crosby is also another guy. Just the sheer quickness of Garrett, and Crosby, and I'd have to say. Nah, I'm not gonna put him in that tier. I'm not even gonna say the name because he doesn't belong in that tier. Honestly, he doesn't belong in that tier. I'm gonna be honest. But those 3
Yeah.
guys, like I love Joey Bosa and I love Nick Bosa. They don't belong in that tier. I'm just gonna be honest. They don't.
Yeah.
They're elite.
No.
They're great players, but they're not consistent enough for me to sit here and be like, oh yeah, put him up with those guys. So I
Right.
think that also him going up against arguably a top five defensive lineman ever, just in terms of sheer skill.
Yeah.
Like this is going to be the test for him, where Drake May is really going to show is the mind there. That's really what this is, because Tyson Campbell and a couple of these other guys, bro. Denzel Ward, bro, that's a guy who don't bite on nothing.
Yeah.
He will follow you around and wait for you to throw some shit to him all game. He doesn't care. He is so elite to the point where I think he's overlooked a lot. And like I said
Mhm.
Newsom was probably the most underrated. He's probably the most underrated CB too. I would say Denzel Ward is 100% the most underrated cornerback in National Football League.
Mm.
Denzel Ward, yeah, Denzel Ward. He's definitely the most underrated. And I'll tell
Oh
you right
yeah.
now, another thing too is Ward. He's so patient with you and he's so technical. He's gonna be on your hip the whole game. And Stephon Diggs has his work cut out for him, because I'm telling you, they're gonna when Stephon Diggs comes over the middle or anything happens, they're gonna double team him and
Right.
force a guy like Kayshawn Boutte to go over the top. And
Right.
at that point, they have,
Yeah, but you
if I'm
also
not
have
mistaken,
Tyson Campbell
yeah,
too.
Yeah.
at that point, it's like, ah, shit. Like, I gotta trust Kayshawn Boutte to go. Like, I know he's been playing great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to shit on him, but like, then you're gonna trust him to be the target to get open against guys like this. If Stephon Diggs is gonna end up getting double teamed, which is probably what's gonna happen.
Right.
Oh yeah, no, he
So,
is. But like,
Absolutely. And you can't even forget about Grant Delpit back there at
yeah,
safety too. That's a hard hitter too.
Grant,
oh
So
my, I
whatever's coming through that
forgot.
middle,
like I said,
yeah.
this
I
Browns
forgot
defense
about
on
Grant
every
Delpit, bro.
level is amazing.
And this is
Yep.
It's
without
like,
JSO. Joel Meyer,
oh,
Kamara. He's
Yep.
out.
yeah, he's out.
He may never play another down again. But
Yeah.
imagine if he was in that lineup with Wes Schwitzinger. This Browns team might not even be 2-5 right now, just based off that defense.
Yeah, what happened to him?
His neck.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, and that
that
happened
might be
last
it.
year. Yeah, it might be it.
That might be
I
it.
forgot
Yeah.
what. Yeah,
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
been out for
the neck
almost a
and
year
the
now.
back is
Yeah.
no joke.
Yeah, type shit. And that's the thing. And he was playing great,
Yeah.
so it's tough.
oh yeah, he was one of
He
the.
was balling. Yeah, he made a Pro
Tweaking.
Bowl, and even before he got hurt, he was actually really stepping it up. And then he
Yeah,
got
he was
hurt.
tweaking.
You know what I'm saying? I
That's
tell you.
sad.
But
That's
enough.
sad.
But now thinking about it, also another thing to ask you, especially going back to the Patriots defense.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
How they've played the last couple weeks.
Yep.
Does this also kind of show that Jalen Hawkins, especially at safety, is really important to this team? Because Spencer Rattler and Cam Ward have diced them up a little bit without Hawkins, with his hamstring injury that he's missed the last couple weeks. A guy like Hawkins, with him in the lineup, how important is he to this defense so far? Because obviously without him, they've been a shell. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the back end, because Kyle Duggar hasn't done it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Kyle Duggar really isn't
has
like a
struggled
cover
without
guy.
Hawkins.
Yeah,
Like,
he's not a cover guy at all. Yeah.
Yeah, is Jalen Hawkins that much important to this team, especially how he's played so far this year?
Yes, and let me tell you why. This Patriots team has given up, the only game they gave up a lot of points, and where I was concerned was against the Dolphins. But then again, high-powered offense. We went up against Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Devon Achane. Okay, you give up 27 points to them. Cool. Like, I'm not even mad at you. Like,
Right.
for real. Not even mad at you. But this is a team who they gave up 20 points to the Raiders. That's not a lot of points.
Right.
The offense just really couldn't get it going throughout. They could, but I felt like when it came to getting in the other half for the Raiders were really stingy in when we were in their half. And
Exactly.
And you saw a team that just gave up 31 points. So, the Pats really shouldn't have had any excuse when it comes to that game. I'm not giving them any passes. Coming out in this first game, they should have had a lot of points to put up to back up the defense that only let up 20 points. And then they played the Steelers, only gave up 21 points. I mean, that's not a lot of points. That's only 3 touchdowns, enough to a point where that they only scored 14. But that's against the Steelers, a very experienced Steelers defense with a lot of veterans on it. So I kind of give them a pass with that one because that defense kind of woke up that game.
Right.
And then you go up against Carolina, only give up 13 points. Of course, I'm cool. You give up 13, you shut them down. Bryce Young, who was playing exceptionally well throughout the first 3 weeks, and then you come in and win 42-13. The offense gets the job done against the Bills. The MVP Josh Allen against the
Yeah.
fucking Buffalo Bills. The defense literally only gives up 20 points against a team that came out in week one against the Ravens with a fully healthy team the Ravens had, and he put up 40.
Right.
Yeah.
So that right there is enough to tell me this is elite. And
Right.
then you have the New Orleans Saints, only 19 points. They were scoring points left and right a couple weeks before this.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the Tennessee Titans only giving up 13 points to Cam Ward, who I think is more talented than Spencer Rattler. It's not even a fucking question,
Oh
honestly.
yeah, no.
It made me sick to my stomach when I saw on another page Spencer Rattler is the third best quarterback in the 2024 quarterback draft class. That shit, it fucking grinded. RJ, I don't want to send. I'm not gonna say it on. I'm not gonna say it on podcast. We know. We. I know you saw it. You had to have seen it. We both follow. I know you saw it. That shit was wild. I'll tell you that, to say the least. And we shut that man down. And I think, to pose your question with all of that information,
Right. Right.
he is valuable to the sense of depth for this playoff team. If
Right.
this team wants to make the playoffs and this team really wants to make some noise and they want to win a wild card round,
Mhm.
right now you're fighting with the Colts.
Right.
And honestly, not even fighting with the Colts because, to be real, they're like a top seed right now. So not even really fighting with the Colts, but I could see it where the Colts maybe might tail off, and the Patriots could be finding a way to fight with them for the wild card. And at
Right.
that point, you need a guy like Hawkins at that point because that offense is high powered. I mean, I have Alec Pierce on my fucking fantasy team in our Bay State Media League, and I'll
Mhm.
tell you right now, that man had 98 yards today, bro, and he's played exceptionally well. And he's not even the best receiver on that team.
Yeah.
No, he
So
isn't.
like you have Adonai Mitchell and you have actually, is he even playing?
He might. I know. I think he might be hurt. I don't know. I'm honestly not.
I
I
think
didn't
he's
see him out there. I didn't see him.
yeah, because I was like, I don't even think he played the last 2 weeks, honestly, now that
Yeah.
I'm really
Then
actually
you
thinking
you
of
After
it.
also
after
have
that mishap
you
on the
also have
touchdown,
Pittman.
maybe they bench his ass. Who knows? I don't know.
Right. And Michael Pittman. And then you have Tyler Warren's been the second target.
Oh
Actually,
yeah.
if anything, Tyler Warren's been the first target over Michael Pittman.
Yeah.
Real shit. He's been, other than JT, Warren has been fed the ball on sweeps. Warren has been fed the ball out the backfield, which I thought was fucking Shane Steichen,
Yeah.
for real. Because
That's yeah. No, literally.
this
Yeah.
is why you got Tyler Warren, bro. To
Mhm.
utilize him in every way possible to open up JT. That's why JT's been so successful because they can give the ball to another guy outside of Pittman. And you
Right.
don't have to target Pittman 24/7. And then Alec
Yeah.
Pierce is stepping up after he was injured last year, a lot of the last year. Even though he played
Yeah.
well, he was injured a lot of the year. So
Mhm.
that's a team where I feel like, yes, you could use a guy like Hawkins against a team like that. Have Hawkins shadow a lot of these guys just to be there to be a guy like, hey, your top priority is to go and attack Tyler Warren and attack JT.
Right.
And that's a guy that you can believe in to do that. And I think that he's very important in the sense if this team wants to make a playoff push, and well, forget a make one, they're already making one. If this
Yeah.
team wants to win a playoff game, he's going to be very vital to the success down the road this season.
Absolutely. No, I agree 100%. And I will say Tyler Warden, shout out to him. I got him on my fantasy team.
Me too.
Touchdowns, all four scored in the last 4 weeks. Three receiving and one rushing. He's been a dog. Arguably almost said the Pats. The Colts got a steal in him because Colston Loveland was picked right before him, which
Yep.
is stupid. But we'll let
Yeah,
Ryan
honestly,
think what he wants to think about his big. I tell you,
I
that's
feel
dumb.
like ceiling. I feel like ceiling wasn't a bad pick there though. Colston Loveland's a big body. He's a red zone target. Like, I don't think that was that bad of a pick. Do I think that Tyler Warren's more versatile?
Yeah,
Absolutely, I do.
yeah,
I thought he probably should have been the first off the board, but I don't hate Colston Loveland going before him, honestly, just because of the ceiling.
right,
And then in the draft, you got to maximize that. And I feel
right,
like the Colts was a perfect situation for Tyler Warren, a team that has
for sure.
always historically had a good tight end. I mean, dude, he reminds me a lot of Dallas Clark. They've already
Yeah,
had a guy like Tyler Warren.
and he's
That's why
wearing
this
his
is
number
a
two.
perfect pick.
Yeah,
His Tyler Warren's play style and the way he plays is very, very reminiscent of Dallas Clark, and I think
yeah,
that's why the Colts did that. at that spot. And the Colts could have went in any other direction because they weren't that good of a team last year.
Right,
But
right. But that
you
was,
bring
truthfully, looking back on it, that kind of was the perfect pick for them, though. Like, especially
exactly.
in that spot, go after Tyler Warren and look what he's done. You know,
He-
arguably right
He's
now, how he's
he's
playing, you could put him
outside
up
of
there. He might be
JT,
playing
he's
as the
your
best tight
probably
end in the
next
game.
best weapon.
Hold on,
Right.
Hold on, Nero. What were you saying?
No, I was saying that as he's playing right now, you can honestly put him. He's very well up there for the best tight, like playing wise, as the best tight end in the league so far. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how impactful he's been. Not to
Yep.
say that he's over George Kittle. You know, Mark Andrews has had a down year, but like in the looks of that and how he's played out and how his career could go. Looking at it right now, you might look back on it and it's like, oh shit, this guy was really a steal. Like other teams could have got him. You know what I'm saying? But the
Right.
mold that he fits for the Colts right now and what he's done for this offense, oh man, I tell you, it's a beautiful sight to see. It really
Yep.
is. And again,
And
also using them in a variety of ways, especially in the backfield. You
yep.
don't see that every day, especially
You don't. And he's a very good blocker, dude. And at
Yeah.
Penn State, this is the same way they utilized him at Penn State. And Shane Steichen has done a very good job of watching how he was utilized at Penn State. And they're utilizing him in the same ways. I don't think the league's caught on yet.
Right.
They haven't. But then again, we know how second years go for rookies.
Right. Oh,
So
for sure.
I hope that he continues to be a great blocker because JT still has a couple years left in him.
Right.
And obviously he will be the focal point. But if Tyler Warren can impact the game that way, and he can continue to impact the game that way, it's going to open up a lot of doors for other guys too. And I think that the way that he played at Penn State, he was their main target, bro. It was him and Singleton.
Yeah.
And Singleton was a running back, dude. And he wasn't even that great of a pass catching running back. He was just a dog, and they had probably the best offensive line other than Ohio State in the whole entire country.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to take that into account, especially when it comes to comparing. I think honestly, yes, I would say Jake Ferguson has been the best tight end. In terms of like you just look at the numbers, he's blowing everybody away.
Yeah.
Jake Ferguson's the
And
best,
he
but
already has
Tyler
6
Warren,
touchdowns too. Yeah.
but Tyler Warren is definitely second, 100%.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I will say because I'm also looking at the time too. I know we for those who did watch the Bay State Media's live earlier for fantasy basketball. Our draft is at 10 o'clock. It will be streamed live through them. We got Ant's going to be in there. Ben's going to be in there. So the people that you saw earlier will be back in there. Before I'll make it quick before we get out of here because we're at 9:30. So we'll be out within the next 10 minutes. I do want to pose a question for both of y'all in terms of the trade deadline coming up. Now, naturally, last week when I talked about it, I mentioned guys like Derrick Henry. I believe I mentioned I might have even mentioned DeAndre Hopkins, just as two guys who are familiar, just throw in some names. I do have two other guys, right? Now, naturally, we just played the Tennessee Titans. Tony Pollard I wouldn't say barely saw any time, but Tajay Spears obviously now is their number one guy due to youth, but also he might be a guy that they're trying to save and not to get hurt to at least get, to try to get some value for him. For a guy like Tony Pollard, especially how Travion Henderson wasn't really used this past week and the coaching staff has kind of lost a little bit of confidence in him. Would a guy like Tony Pollard fit would want for what the Patriots would want to do? And if they give up certain draft capital for him, would you rather give up a guy like a Kyle Duggar or Anthony Jennings, or would you rather give up a pick for him and kind of continue to have Kyle Duggar and Anthony Jennings on this team?
So I'll say real quick, like Jordan Addison and Chris Olave have been.
I was gonna name them next. Damn
it. on the radar.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure I like the Olave situation just due to the concussions and like this is a young team, and if you trade away a pick or a player for that and he ends up getting hurt again, that's a situation where we're gonna look at that situation and be like, yo, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So it's like I think Jordan Addison's a good enough target just because they're in lieu with this quarterback situation.
Yeah.
McCarthy, it's technically his first year as a starter, even though he, last year he was a rookie, but he didn't play. So I think that I think Jordan Addison's the safest bet. I also think you won't have to give up too much to get Jordan Addison, bro.
Yeah.
I know that he's a wide receiver 2 over there, but I just think that him being a wide receiver 2 over here with what Drake May is already doing, and then you move Kayshon Boutte to wide receiver 3, bro,
Yeah.
Kayshon Boutte is going to eat even more. And then at that point, you have Addison at the 2, Stephon Diggs taking attention at the 1 but Addison can play inside on the slot and he can play outside. So
Exactly.
and Olave can do the same thing. It's just I have a question mark about injuries, man, and
Yeah.
that's really the only thing. But I think it might be far fetched, and it could be far fetched. But why not? I don't know, dude. I don't know if I should really say this, but
Mm-mm.
I guess like, what's it worth taking a stab at like a younger guy, like not
Mm.
even just a guy that's been in here for a couple of weeks. Like, what's it take? Like, or not even a younger guy. Like, what is it worth taking a stab at a guy like maybe Chris Godwin? Like, I know the injury thing is a thing,
That's also another
but like they have Igbuka, or like it's like Igbuka is coming into his own now.
Right.
So
yeah.
they're going to be more willing to give up Chris Godwin, and you have 2 veterans. It's like I don't. I know I said what I said about Olave, but it's because he's so young that it's genuinely to a point where he's so young, like he could never play again, just because of the like if he gets a 1 more, maybe his career could be in question, or 2. Like he gets
Yeah.
1 or 2 more bad concussions, like that's it.
Yeah.
And like I feel like Godwin wouldn't be utilized in the way that I think you guys are thinking. I think he would be utilized in a way where Josh McDaniels is so good at his job that I've always liked Chris Godwin. I've liked the potential. I felt like he's been overworked a couple times just in Tampa Bay while also having Mike Evans.
Yeah.
So to me, I think why don't you even just take a stab at a guy like that? Or even then, shoot, bro, I wouldn't even mind that kid Jalen Coker from the Panthers,
Yeah.
and he'd be so cheap. He'd be so cheap. He balled out on a worse team last year.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's been a little bit hurt this year, but he just came back. I'm pretty sure, if I'm
Mhm.
not
He's from
mistaken.
Holy Cross. He's from here, so he played
Yeah,
here.
he
Yeah.
played here in Massachusetts. Like you just said, took the words right out of my mouth. Like that's a guy who, what he's got to be better than Kyle Williams. He's got to be better than Demario Douglas.
Mm.
So I think Jalen Coker wouldn't be a bad idea at all. And I know it's a small minded idea, but we don't need to really do much at the trade deadline.
Right.
I think that the one thing you should trade for, like you just said, Tony Pollard's an option, but even if we could get a guy like I wouldn't mind Rashad White. I think he'd be an excellent option for Drake May. He's a good pass blocker in
Mm.
general, and he can run and stretch plays. You trade him and try and get him, and then what? You can move Jennings to the practice squad or cut him
Right.
and get Rashad White. Or I would rather him than Ramondre Stevenson right now.
Yeah.
I
Honest.
really would. I would really rather Rashad White just because how dangerous Drake May is getting out the pocket and how dangerous Rashad White is in space and getting open.
Right.
I just
Yeah.
think that is also a player that it would suffice for Drake May's talent. And I think that's what they're gonna do.
Hmm.
They're gonna 100% make sure that Drake May has his talent fulfilled. And that's a perfect guy. Like Rashad White, if like you said, if you were to go in the running back direction, Rashad White's gotta be on the table. Or this is my second option, Travis Etienne. Now hear me out. He's supposed to be a UFA this upcoming year.
Hmm.
So why not trade for him now and restructure?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
That wouldn't even hurt. Like, and he was a first round pick. So what? You give up next year's second round pick for Travis Etienne, and then what? You give up a guy like Kyle Duggar or something for their depth.
Right.
God
Right.
forbid they want to throw some nickel packages with Hunter, Duggar, and a couple other guys. You can put Duggar in there for run situations, whatever the case may be.
Right.
Like I
Yeah.
just think ETN and Rashad White are attainable.
Right.
That's why I'm thinking the way I'm thinking. Those two are attainable, as well as Jalen Coker. Godwin and Olave might cost you more. Addison is 100% going to cost you more. As a wide receiver, one, he put up damn near 1,000 yards in one
Oh
receiver.
yeah.
Or excuse me, as a wide receiver too. So I think that's the direction. Definitely a pass catching running back that can get in space, and he's very good in space.
Hmm.
Those are the 2 guys I definitely attack on the list there: Travis Etienne and Rashad White.
That's fair. That's fair. I know another guy. I think I talked about it already too because I just realized I thought it was DeAndre Hopkins last week. It wasn't. It was a defender. This guy, he actually just got hurt again in the Titans game. But at the same time, it looks like at this point he probably also is thinking of wanting out. Now, the to get him might be a lot, so I'm not sure. But I would love to see Jeffrey Simmons in a Pats uniform somehow.
Oh my gosh.
That's one guy I would love because that defensive line.
And Harold Landry.
Him and Harold Landry would be fucking insane.
Because they were on the Titans team last. They were
That's a good pull, bro. That's an excellent pull, bro.
Yeah, because right there,
pulling
that
him with
defensive line,
Williams.
Barmore. That's an excellent pull, bro.
And mind you, who started the defensive line on Sunday? It was Williams, Barmore, and Kyrus Tonga. So they had 3 defensive tackles start that. Imagine if they went with that every week and just added Jeffrey Simmons.
Yeah, there was a lot of 3 defensive tackle looks. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
That's what I'm saying. Like
I was like, what is going on?
Oh man.
Well,
and you know what's even crazier? If he were to be added, Christian Barmore would feast. That's one guy who would really feast.
Yeah,
that would just make. Oh man, I'd love to see Jeffrey Simmons in a Pats uniform.
Yeah, that was a good pull, bro. I can't even lie.
Yeah,
that was crazy. That was a crazy pull. That would be perfect for the scheme too, bro. The scheme that we run.
Exactly.
It would be beautiful.
And he wants out. He wants to get the fuck out of there. He don't give a fuck about
being there.
He doesn't want to be there anymore.
That's what I'm saying. So honestly,
he's a very underrated defensive player.
He really is. He really is, and it adds to the pressure. It adds to a guy who can stuff the run, like that guy right there. Now, I don't know what the asking price will be, but at the same time, if I were the Titans and you want to get and he wants out, you might as well take an Anthony Jennings, a Kyle Duggar. You might get a draft pick, but regardless, if
I would give up
something like that, if it were to happen,
Duggar.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you could pull somehow a splash like that at the deadline, oh man, that whole defense just got a whole lot scarier. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And the defense right now is solid, but you add a guy like that, a game wrecker, and the year that he's had so far on a trash team, ooh.
Man, you spitting facts right now, bro. That was a great analysis, bro. Jeffrey Simmons will be fucking perfect.
That would be perfect.
I don't even got nothing to add for that one.
I honestly forgot about him until they brought him up during the broadcast.
Yeah, he got hurt in the first quarter. That's another reason why they lost. Jeffrey Simmons couldn't wreck the game. You know what I'm saying? That's you know.
You lose your honestly their best defense.
You lose. Arguably, he might even be your best player right now. That's the thing.
Yeah,
you ain't winning nothing.
Well, I'll be real. The stats don't show it, but Cam Ward. If you watch the All-22, it's Cam Ward though. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it's Cam Ward. But Simmons is definitely one. I'd say it's 1A, 1B. Kind of what you're saying. Like those 2 guys are undisputedly by far the best 2 players on the team. It's not even close.
Right.
Yeah,
that's a fact. That's a fact. Anything else, August?
I'll speak on the trade offers here real quick. I'll try to get it done real quick here. Honestly, pass catching running back would be great because, like we said, we're out of Gibson for the year, and
exactly
Pollard wouldn't be bad. I feel like we probably could get him for a bit cheaper. Rashad White, I am a little bit nervous with the price. Since is Bucky Irvin back yet?
No, he's out.
Yeah, no. Probably next week. Probably next week he'll come back. Yeah.
Yeah. So they might be asking for a bit much, but like Jordan Addison's gonna probably come in at a steep price.
Right.
Godwin, I'm like same thing with Olave. I'm just too worried about the injuries with Godwin.
Right.
I'm just too worried because we might trade for him, but who knows if he'll even play or he'll just get injured.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it is tough. It is tough, especially with the injury history. Because when he's on the field, when he's healthy, he's
an amazing receiver. It's just you can't trust him to stay healthy. That's his issue.
Yeah. Exactly. I do have a suggestion for the offseason, though. Just because if these trades don't happen, Travis Etienne is going to be a UFA, as well as Javonte Williams and Breece Hall. Breece Hall is a name I like. Now, I get the injury shit. Don't get me wrong. But his AAV is $2.5 million, $2.2 million, bro.
Right.
You throw, and then the Pats have $66 million in cap space next offseason.
Yeah, we still have a decent amount of money.
there's $66 million to play with, and then you're looking at the
Yeah.
running back market. I mean, it's Rico Dowdle who's balling the fuck out. He's 27. He's still balling. Javonte Williams is 25. Travis Etienne is 26. You're looking at guys on the younger side, and you have Brees Hall who's 24. Damn, he's young. I didn't even know he was that young, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
he's pretty.
crazy.
Yeah. He
It
only
feels
played
like
I'm
a
he's
year
pretty
in
been in the
sure he
college.
was
league.
Yeah.
like
He came
drafted
out.
This
around the
is
same time as Zach Wilson, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Or like the year before?
yeah, and
Yeah.
another interesting name, bro. Kenneth Walker is a free agent, bro. This
Yeah.
upcoming. I know the
That's
injuries, but that's because the
that's
Seahawks ran his ass into the ground for his first couple seasons.
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
that's the only reason why he's going through what he's going through. We won't have to
Honest,
run him into the goddamn ground. I
Yeah.
think that
no.
is a good situation to go to. But then you look at it on the wide receiver end, bro. It's far fetched, and he's dealing with injuries. But Mike Evans, he's also up for grabs. You also have interesting name. He's been here before, and he's currently out right now. He's not playing. He's injured. But what does it hurt bringing a guy like Jacoby Myers back?
I
What does
wouldn't
that hurt?
mind him.
I
What does
wouldn't
that
Yeah,
mind.
hurt?
no, I wouldn't mind him
I
at
wouldn't
all.
mind. I
I
wouldn't
think
mind.
he's better than Matt Collins.
Oh yeah, no,
Mhm.
100%.
And then you got what yo. This is a name I really like. I said this in Discord. You guys run in here for Discord, bro. Rashid Shaheed would be perfect for
Oh,
Drake May,
definitely.
dude.
Definitely. Yeah.
Rashid Shaheed would
Yeah.
open up. You put Stephon Diggs underneath to work. They're gonna have to. Just Shaheed's gonna be out every game. He's gonna run a post. He's gonna run a deep fade. He's gonna run a streak. He's gonna run a post corner. He's going to stretch the offense out so much that I feel like that would be a perfect guy to stretch this offense out for Drake May. Rashid
Absolutely.
Shaheed, just a guy who can get downfield, can make plays. You could throw screens for this dude. You can work him, bro. We've seen him work out the backfield.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Like that's
He
another
might
versatile.
really be the option. He might. I will say, Rashid Shaheed might actually be the guy they get. Like
And
just
he's
for
only
just
27. He's
yeah,
young.
he's
No,
young.
he's young.
He's young. He's young, and he can return. He's so fat. Remember, he returns kicks too. So if you want to put him in for kick return, if you want to make sure Marcus Jones is healthy, and you want to
Mhm.
put him in the punt return, you got a guy right there that has some serious speed.
Yep.
Serious speed, one cut gone speed. You know what I'm
Uh huh.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's a guy. Like I would say, truthfully, the perfect deadline if the
Hmm.
Pats really had to go for it. If you can get, and again, this is me, but if you were able to get Jeffrey Simmons and Rashid Shaheed at the deadline, I
Yeah.
think you make your team. I think those two moves at right there gives you 1 to 2 more wins.
And here's another name.
Mm.
His rookie contract's gonna be up.
Okay.
Nigga, throw some money at George Pickens. Why not? Wait, what do you have to lose, bro?
What do you have?
Honestly, no.
Throw money
Yeah,
at
I have
George
nothing to
Pickens.
lose.
You can get Rashid Shaheed on the cheap. And George Pickens right now, he's not going to be cheaper than Rashid Shaheed just because of the seasons he's having. His
Right.
rookie contract,
Yeah.
his AAV is 1.688.
Mm.
So 1.688 045. So $1,688,045. And you have the
Right.
signing bonus, which he made up for, which is $2 million, and then
Mm.
the GTD at sign, which was $3 million. So his
Right.
total GTD is the same as the GTD at sign. So
Right.
they got him on the cheap for 4 years at fucking $6.7 million. He's
Mm.
gonna want more, but okay, throw money at George Pickens and get Rashid Shaheed on the cheap, way cheaper than that. You probably, because of the seasons that Pickens is having and will continue to have, and the Dallas Cowboys, I hate to fucking admit this because I fucking hate it. But the Cowboys might be legit if their defense wakes up. The defense is the biggest problem. The offense is not the fucking issue. And CeeDee Lamb just came back and they just put up 44 fucking points.
Right.
Like that offense is
Yeah,
scary as shit. George Pickens was
honestly.
balling out without CeeDee Lamb being there. And then you have the cap hit. Bro, the cap hit for Rashid Shaheed is $4.4 million. Why not?
Right.
Would you have nothing to lose, bro? Throw what, $6 million at him
Right.
a year for a couple years? I'm in
Mhm.
the middle of a podcast, bro.
Soon,
That's $6
soon
million
you have
dollars for
12
a
mil
couple years.
game.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, exactly.
it's just like
Yeah.
that is the perfect situation for Rashid Shaheed. Also, because the AFC is a little bit weakened than the NFC
Right.
right now, in my personal opinion.
No, exactly. Yeah.
So for me, like, I hope that would be the case, and I hope that he would actually want to come here and be willing to come here and like just make the highest bid for him. If some other team's offering him 6, go 7, bro.
Right.
You have 0 to lose, and he's a good player. And same thing with Pickens. If another team goes 10 million, bro, throw 12.
Right.
Like make it
We
enough
have the
significant.
cap space. We have 65
Right.
million.
It
And
just
also
depends.
just take into this effect too. If you were to get Pickens, you have Stephon Diggs here to actually keep him level headed. You have a veteran that if he starts to act up, he can
Yeah.
tell him, yo, bro, nigga, I'm gonna need you to lock the fucking. You gotta
Yep.
stop. You know what I'm saying? You need that. You need that because how George Pickens was in this and Pittsburgh, you know, he was a menace. He was, you know, he was not giving a fuck. He was throwing tantrums, all that. But if you have a
Right.
guy like Stephon Diggs in that same, you know, wide receiver room, hey, yo, I need you to lock in, bro. Stop with the
Yep.
nonsense. Stop, stop being coach like this. Stop acting out. You need that. So if he were to come here, at least you got a veteran also that can put him in his place. Because that's really what all he really needs is somebody to really be there. Like, yo, I need
Yo,
no,
smarten
not
the fuck up.
exactly. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
really for here, it would really be a good situation here for him. No bullshit for a guy
I
like.
will say
Hmm?
quickly before we get out of here,
Yep.
for the
I want
draft,
to bring something up also.
and you too. Yeah, I'll be quick.
Yep.
If this is an out of reach, far fetched thing, but nigga, bro, why not Trey Hendrickson?
Oh,
Just
sure.
if
Yeah.
you're gonna blow a bag, I know it's his AAV is right now is like 30 mil.
Right.
If you
Yeah.
don't want to sign those two guys and spread your money around, and you just want an elite guy, he's 30. What's it worth throwing 4 years at him right now, or whatever it is?
Right.
4 years at him, so at least we can have a reliable edge rusher for Drake May, so
Yeah.
the defense can get off the field. Like, I think the pass rush is definitely the weakest link on this Patriots
Oh, yeah.
defense, for sure.
Mhm.
And there's not a lot of options there. I know that Kyle Van Noy is a free agent, but he's also 34. Like, if he was younger, I wouldn't mind bringing him back, but
No, yeah,
it's
he
just
would
his
have been a
age.
nice
I
pickup.
know Jalen Phillips has been really riddled with injury, but he's at $3.5 million a year right now, and he's
And he's
26.
pretty young.
He's 26 years
Young.
old. Like, I
Yeah.
get the injury, but what does it hurt to go in that direction? And
And
I think
honestly, I think he's done with Miami.
yeah, and you got to resign Chase on though. He's 26. He's a UFA this year.
Yeah.
He's gonna probably ask for more money depending on like the year that he's having right now. He's probably
Yeah.
gonna ask for more than $3 million a year.
Right. Right.
So I think if you take that into account, Hendrickson might be less of an option. But then you go out and get Rashid Shaheed or George Pickens, and then you also can sit here. And I don't hate Josh Uche. Bring him back. He's 27.
Right.
I don't hate bringing back Josh Uche, who's playing on Philadelphia right now, a
Yep.
championship caliber team.
Yep.
So with that mindset and the things he's probably learned over there, there's nothing to lose. And you also have Pay from the Indianapolis Colts, who's also going to be a free agent on a very good
Yep.
defense.
Oh yeah, I
So
forgot about him.
Yep.
Pay's a beast, bro. The
No, he
Colts
is.
the
And he's
Colts
from
always
here.
have had good
From
defenses,
here,
bro.
by the way. He's from here.
Yep.
He's from here.
I forgot about
That's a
him
guy you could if you make the playoffs,
completely.
bro. These possibilities, you make the Patriots make the playoffs, bro. The possibilities are endless, dude. They're
Mhm.
endless, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of these are possibilities if you make the playoffs. But let's say you lose on the last day, I still think it's a possibility. Let's say it comes down to scenario or some odd, crazy shit. Like, okay, at that point, at least players will take that into account.
Right.
So, yeah, that's how I feel about that.
That's
On
fair.
a,
Final thought from RJ. Yes, sir.
yeah. Great, my AirPod. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, we
Yes,
hear you.
sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So one position you guys didn't bring up that I think we kind of should is maybe also still the secondary in that
Right.
Okay.
season because Davis isn't really looking to that well. You need somebody. Gonzalez can't do everything.
Right.
As much as he's easily one of the best cornerbacks in the league when healthy,
Right.
Mhm.
you can't. You still have plenty of other positions you still need to fill
Right.
because Davis clearly isn't it right now.
Right.
Mhm.
And honestly, Duggar's not getting any younger.
Mm-hmm.
Hawkins is pretty young, but
Mhm.
you got to figure something out here because
Right.
we're going to get blown up outside of Gonzalez
Mhm.
Right.
in the
And
secondary. Who do you guys think could possibly be a signing in the secondary?
there's three guys because I'm looking at it right here after you just said that.
Yep.
You got affordable. These are affordable players who are young.
Yep.
All these guys are 26 years old. Well, 26 and a half currently at this moment. So they'll probably be 27 by the time off
The
season rolls
yeah,
around. By the time
Yep.
the next
Yep.
season rolls around. Geno Stone,
Yep.
not a bad player, even though he's
no,
on a shitty defense. He's not a bad player at
Yep.
all. Cameron Curl, another good football player. And Reed Blankenship.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
really.
I
Yeah.
don't mind Reed Blankenship. I think he's a little soft in the run, but as far as a pass defender, he's great. And I think we can
I'm not.
offset. Harold
I'm
Landry's
not.
awesome, and you put Reed Blankenship and Landry together. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness!
I'm not too worried about our run
Woo.
defense. I'm like
Yeah.
not too worried. I'm more worried about our pass defense because we got Milton Williams, we got fucking Barmore up front.
Yeah.
Last name too. Last name. Julian Blackman from the Saints too.
Oh,
Sneaky
that's a
Oh
good.
pick.
yeah.
Sneaky pick. You might be able to sneak him away. You throw a little bit more money at him. He's only making 3.1 AAV right now.
Hmm.
Give him four or
So,
5 mil. I
yep.
would.
Give him 5 mil. He might be like, all right, bet I can go on a
Right.
winning team, historic team. Like that's another thing the Patriots have in their back
I
pocket. They're
was.
back to being
I,
good again after a 4 year hiatus, bro. They're
I was
back to
actually
being good
thinking
in
of
4 years.
Julian Blackman. I was thinking of him.
Yep, Julian Blackman's a great addition. It
Facts.
would be, and then I like Jaquan Brisker, bro.
Yeah.
I
Ron
do. I
Briscoe.
like Jaquan. You can put him. You can put him at safety, but you could also lower him at linebacker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can play both spots depending on the situation. So,
No, that's a fact. That's a fact.
mhm.
A fact. Uh, let me see. Oh, it's 9:50. All right, word. So with that
Yeah.
being said, because I just looked at the time, we might as well get out of here. I will say
Yep.
RJ did bring up a good point though, and we'll talk about it the next time I'm live about Carlton Davis. Yeah,
Hmm.
that right there, Carlton Davis so far. He's only given up 29 yards. Well, he gives up 29 yards a game, but he gives up a lot more yards on fucking penalties. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
have a
Right.
discussion
Yeah.
about that. We'll have a
Yeah.
Yeah.
discussion about that next time.
Penalties.
He really does.
Penalties.
Bullshit.
Really.
Bullshit,
Yeah.
man. I tell you. But with that being said, chat, this has been another edition of What the Hell is Happening in Sports. We're about to get ready for the fantasy basketball draft.
Yep.
And we'll be streamed on Bay State Media's page. It's the 30 and Beyond League. If you
Yep.
didn't join, I ain't gonna say because I don't want to get flagged. But if you didn't join, you're dumb. But you might as well tune in to see who we pick. Mario
Yep.
got a good pick. RJ got a good pick. I got a Fifi pick. So just tune in.
Yeah. Yeah. But hey, I will say one thing
Motherfucker. Go ahead.
real
Yeah.
quick before we get out of here too, just for anybody watching. Um, it's only 14 teams this time, so that's why we lowered from 100 to 50, just because we weren't able to get 20 teams. That is partially my fault. We've been so busy, chat. I'm actually have a conference call like in 10 minutes, most likely, to handle some stuff. That big announcement that we have coming soon for the rest of you guys. We don't want to share it with you guys yet. We got to go do the work. So I will be in New York tomorrow. Actually, well, by the morning, yeah, probably. So tomorrow I will be in New York. This is definitely going to propel both of our companies in a different direction. So I just want everybody to know that we got some big stuff coming for you guys. Also, this part I can announce because it's not part of that. I will have an app. So for anybody watching WTHHS, I have been programming an app now for about 3 months. So I've been doing this for a while. The first like program I was using wasn't that great. Like I had to do a little bit more coding than I did in this one. So I switched programs. And now I'm using Base 44. Very, very intuitive program. And we are going to have to close up for you guys on an app. The app will be on the App Store. You guys can go download it. You can find Nero's blog. There will be a What the Hell is Happening in Sports blog, What the Hell is Happening in Sports Academy in this app, since he has been an integral part of our whole entire Bay State Media collective. Now, remember, we are called a collective. So for anybody watching, we will be working also with other companies throughout this whole thing. I right now in New York, the only thing I can say about that is I'm going to work with a company called Disrupt and Divide. That's the only thing I can tell you guys. But other than that, it's going to be a huge opportunity, and I'm excited to share that with you guys after we do the work and put the work in the next couple of days. So I'm really excited to share that. I hope you guys support WTHHS. I have Nero sweatshirt literally here with me right now. He's going to get that. We get some pictures in his sweatshirt so you guys can see it. It's fucking came out perfect, dude. Your sweatshirt came out Perfect, bro. That shit looks crazy, dog. So I want you guys to obviously go support Nero. Download our app when we get it. You guys will get exclusive stuff for that. We will also have a music section for events. You'll be able to buy tickets on our site for our events. That's going to be another thing. And we are actually looking to get that up and running. I work with Jaleel. His name is Manaside. He has a company called Manifest. So I've been working with him a lot over the past like 4 or 5 years on a lot of stuff. So you will be able to buy through the app tickets through Eventbrite on our app. I will be able to program that with a link every time I can go in there and have an event. I can just put the link and program the app so that it's in there. So you guys will be able to see me at events. You guys will be able to see Nero at events. You know what I'm saying? You guys will be able to come through. We are throwing an event November 15th. This in Cambridge, Massachusetts, you guys. We are throwing a November event. It's a rep your flag culture theme. I need all you guys to lock in, rep your country, bring your family, bring your friends. Tickets will be very cheap for you guys, more than most events for these type of events. So I want you guys to come out and definitely meet me in Nero if Nero has a chance to go or RJ has a chance to go. I want you guys to come meet us. I want you guys to come talk with us. So we got 4 minutes. I'm sorry till this draft, but I just wanted to say that real quick because Nero's been working so hard with us and he's helped us a lot. So shout out to What the Hell is Happening in Sports for getting us to where we're at too today. Helped us a lot with YouTube, bro. For real.
Hell yeah.
No bullshit.
Appreciate
Wouldn't
it.
be where without him.
Of course, I appreciate that, yo. But yeah, no,
Round of
like
applause.
the boss man said, yeah, no, clap it up for him. I will say, yeah, no, we might as well get out of here now. We got 5 minutes till the draft, so tune in to
Yep.
Bay State Media's page for the draft. Mari said had some big news.
Yep.
Keep following and tuning in for that. More news will come. But
Yes,
yeah,
indeed.
man, it was a great live, and I tell you, I will be back. Today's Monday. You'll probably see me back tomorrow, Wednesday. I'm gonna figure it out. But when y'all do, just join the fuck up, like, subscribe, all that, and do the same for Bay State Media as well.
You
That being
already
said, y'all,
know.
it's been another edition of What the Hell's Happening in Sports. We about to get out of here and we about to draft these players, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, shout out
Deuces.
to Mari, shout out to RJ. You already know.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
y'all.
Shout out RJ as usual.
Hell yeah. Hell
As per
yeah.
usual.
Yes, sir.
See
Yes,
ya.
sir. Peace, y'all.